At 7 a.m.?
Daddy, need somebody to push me. I can't get it.
Okay. What's up? I'm headed off to my orthopedic surgeon this morning. It's a big day. Hopefully, fingers crossed, getting my arm brace completely off and approved to start running, which leads me to my next point, which is I have officially, if I get my brace off, I want to jump the gun here. If I get my brace off, I will officially start my prep for the Spartan Trail run, which is in about 6 weeks or so from now, maybe a little over 6 weeks. It's the end of August, so it's about 7 weeks-ish away, which gives me just enough time to ramp up my running and be prepared for the trail run in August. I can't do any obstacle racing for a while because of the torn bicep. I am gonna be targeting potentially an obstacle race at the end of the year. If I don't do the obstacle race, we'll get something else on the books. In the meantime, it's gonna be trail run city for the next 6 to 7 weeks here. So I am off to the orthopedic, and I will be checking in with you guys after, and wish me luck. Let's go. I just got out of my appointment with my orthopedic surgeon, and I got the great news. The arm brace is off. Man, so it's been a month since my surgery, and I wore the arm brace for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks is not that long of a time, but for somebody who is extremely active like myself, 3 weeks felt like an eternity, and it was definitely rough. Like, I honestly had days where like I felt really, really shitty, just to be honest. I can officially start to jog now. I can start to run. The next 2 weeks are still not going to be like full intensity, which is good actually, because I want to get back into my normal routine of running and lifting. But it's good that I can't jump full force back into it, because sometimes if you've been out of the game for a while, and once again I haven't been out for that long, but a couple months, jumping back in way too fast can cause more problems, and you can start to tweak things like your knee or your ankle or whatever. And so I want to make sure that I'm taking things slow, especially when it comes to running. That being said, I have the Spartan Trail run in about 7 weeks, which gives me enough time, the first 2 weeks being just gradually getting my miles per week of running back up to where they should be, getting my lifting on a consistent schedule. Still can't lift upper body, just gonna be lower body and abs for the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. I'll come back to my orthopedic in about 2 weeks time, and we will do another assessment of where I am. And right now we're still in protection phase, right? Making sure that that bone that he had to drill into to reattach my bicep tendon is protected. It's like a fracture, right? A fracture takes about 6 weeks to fully heal. So making sure that that self-imposed fracture, basically like the fracture they created by drilling into my arm, is fully healed. Once that is where it needs to be, then I can start to rehabilitate strength-wise. And that's when we can start to add resistance training, like bands, light dumbbells, things like that. So in 2 weeks, I'll start strength training my upper body again, slowly, right? Might be 2 pounds, 5 pound dumbbells, 7 pound dumbbells, all that good stuff. And we will go from there. But in the meantime, I am going to head to the grocery store and stock up on some essentials, because as we'll talk about here in a bit, one thing that has really hit me hard this past 6 weeks is my health, and the fact that health is always number one. And I'm going to talk more about that as we go through the video here, but it's time to head to the grocery store, grab some food, and then I will walk you through my training plan for the Spartan Trail. So let's jump into it. I am back home from the doctor's, got the arm brace off. Arm size isn't like crazy different yet. I've been checking it obviously, but I just thought it would be a lot more significant. From the front, it doesn't look that bad. Now, I still won't be able to train this with any significant training volume for a while. So within the next month, I'm sure I'll see a little bit more atrophy. Now, once I get back to PT and start strengthening again here in a couple of weeks, that hypertrophy will start to appear, I think. It'll probably at least maintain this size right now. So anyway, wanted to walk you guys through a couple thoughts here. One of which is my training plan for the next 7 weeks or so as we prep for the TRUE Trail race with Spartan. I'm pumped about it. It's almost like they made a race specifically for me to kind of quench those competitive juices while I gotta hold off on the actual obstacle course racing for a while. I'm putting together some client programs right now, and I started thinking about my own program, and I want to share with you at least what this week looks like. I'm going to ease back into running this week. I've been training weight training wise. I've been weight training legs and abs 3 times a week. And so I'm going to continue on with that, but as I add in running, that's obviously going to be a lot of leg work. So I'm going to see how it goes. All right. I'm going to take it one day at a time, probably scale way back on intensity in the weight room for now, and really put a lot of emphasis on the running and the core work, mobility work, stretching, and just making sure I'm taking care of my lower half. Still gonna be doing a little bit of upper body training, very lightweight, just on the right side, just for maintenance purposes. Trying to keep as much size and strength as I can, but cutting weight down, probably doing like, 40 to 50% of my normal weight on unilateral work for the right side. So this week, this is what we got planned this week for running. So today, as soon as this rain stops out here, it's been like a torrential downpour. I am gonna head out for a run here in a little bit, shooting for 3 to 4 miles, easy pace, all right? So when I say easy pace, I'll be able to carry on a conversation, 4 or 5 words at a time while I'm running. Probably be right around like an 8-minute per mile pace, which is pretty easy for me. Maybe a little bit slower, 8.5 minutes possibly. And then Wednesday, we'll repeat that. So we'll do a repeat. Same thing as today, try to hit same pace or maybe just slightly faster. We'll see how I feel on Friday. If by Friday I am feeling really good, body's not too sore, we will jump into a little bit longer of a run, so probably about 5 miles. Once again, easy pace. This whole week, as I get really back into my running program, it's all gonna be easy runs. Pace will be conversational. See how I feel on Sunday. If Sunday rolls around, or actually Saturday, I should say, if Saturday rolls around after Friday's easy run and I'm feeling like really good, I may go for a little bit longer run, once again, easy pace, okay? We'll see, I'll update you guys on how that's going. The running is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are my weight training days. Like I said, gonna focus on total body, upper body unilateral work for the right side, abs and core, and then lower half, but taking it easy depending on how I feel with the running. In the evening, I'm gonna commit to 15 to 20 minutes of mobility work, stretching, band work, making sure I'm taking care of my body as I go through runs, right? I'll be sharing with you some of my other strategies too to keep my body healthy, things you can do if you run or if you compete any kind of endurance events as we get closer to this trail race. Diet-wise, I'm gonna do a whole nutrition video on how I'm doing my nutrition while I go through this recovery phase with my arm and as I'm getting ready for the trail run. I'm gonna finish up some client programs here, go for my run, and then we'll talk about why health is so important, and why this past month has really given me more clarity around some health and why it's the most important thing, health over everything. So you want to stay tuned for that. Finish up some client programs, gonna go for a run, and then maybe I'll show you a meal later, but definitely talk about the health stuff and we'll go from there. Peace. Just finished the run, went pretty good, actually nailed my pace target, which was right at 8 minute per mile pace for 3 miles. And the first 2 miles went by quick. Like I was flying. I was probably doing a little faster than I should have. Right around 7.5 minutes, 7:45 mile. Not what you would consider blazing speed by any means, but when you have been out of the game for a while, that's probably a little too fast when you're not typically running faster than like a 7.5 minute mile on a 10K. I came down in speed pretty quick. I slowed down a lot in mile 3, and my conditioning really took a hit. I felt like really out of breath about halfway through mile 3. My left knee started to feel a little off too, a little bit of pain, tightness, which I'm gonna have to work through the next couple days, see what we can do. I'm taking it very cautiously, this prep for the trail run. I don't wanna do anything stupid. So if my knee is not feeling great by the time it's time for my next run, I'll skip that one and just push it out a day and really work on my mobility, make sure I'm foam rolling that thing out, making sure it's ready to go. And yeah, so anyway, that is workout number 1 here as we prep for the TRUE Trail Run, Spartan Trail run in West Virginia at the end of August. Real quick, I wanted to touch base on something. The title of today's video, really, it's health over everything. And the message is this, like, we so often put so many things in front of our health. We forget why we actually do any of these things when it comes to fitness, nutrition, sleep, stress management. Like, why are we doing this? Is it to look good? Is it to have more sex? Is it to feel confident? Like, yeah, all those things are very important for sure. But at the end of the day, the number one reason why any of us take care of ourselves is so we live longer, so that we have healthier, more enjoyable lives, so we're not stuck in a hospital bed, or we prevent disease as much as possible, and we don't feel like crap every day when we live our life. So I see a lot of goals that are being portrayed on social media, whether it's looks, how your butt looks, how your abs look, how your shoulders look, how your V-taper looks, how toned you are, and also performance goals, right? Your mile time, your lifting stats, like all these things, right? None of those things are wrong. It's not a bad thing to have goals in those areas. But I will tell you this, if your health is not a priority, it needs to be. I was reminded of this significantly this past month and a half, where I really couldn't do a whole lot because of my arm and having bicep surgery. There's nothing worse than being tied down, really, and nothing worse than being not able to do what you normally do. And it was a reminder that I'm very fortunate. I have my health, but not everybody does. And if we're not careful and we take it for granted, it can be snatched away from us in a blink. Wherever you are in your goals, like, I don't care what your goals are. There's nothing wrong with any of the goals I mentioned. I'm not here to bash your goals, but I will tell you this, if health is not the centerpiece, if it's not the foundation to your training, nutrition, sleep, relationships, stress management, all that stuff, there's a lot that goes into health. But if health is not a priority, it needs to be, because it's something we lose sight of so easily. And I know it's because it's not easy to look in the mirror every day and go, oh, I'm healthy. Things you can start doing, though, to check your health is your skin, your hair, your nails, your teeth. Are all those things in good condition? If they are, then chances are you're moving in the right direction. How's your energy when you wake up? How's your sex drive? How's your energy and focus all day? How are your relationships? How's your stress management going? Like, these questions need to be asked on a regular basis, because if not, what's the point of doing any of this stuff? So take care of your health. It's the most important thing. Cherish it. I'm right there with you. I'll be sharing with you some of the things I'm emphasizing for health as I go through this prep, because it's not just about performance. It's not just about my mile times or how I look and all that stuff. Those things come secondary to my health and my well-being. I'm gonna head home. It's time to eat. Peace.